Welcome back to the IEM Expo here with the Intel Challenge Katowice 2017. It's our all-female CSGO tournament with invited teams and qualified teams who've all come here to Poland to play for our share of a $30,000 prize pool. We've just had an incredible best of three in our first semi-final. Time to get our next semi-final underway. So Katowice, please welcome Team Expert and Team Secret. Team Experts versus Team Secrets in our all-European semi-final. Let's start with you. Reigning champions then, not just from last year, from the year before that as well, here in Katowice. Invited here at the tournament and winning yesterday's groups 2-0, a very straightforward route to this. So you must be in a very confident position.
We're always confident, yeah.
In preparation for this tournament, have you done anything extra or are you always ready for all of this?
Every year I feel like we couldn't prepare better, and each year we just impress ourselves with how much work we put in. Normally when we go into tournaments we don't have such a deep map pool. This is the first year we have a deep map pool and we feel good on all maps we're playing, and yeah, it feels amazing, yeah.
Feeling good on all maps that they're playing. I know vocally you're not feeling quite with it, so I'll keep this quite short. You, of course, came runners-up in Group B. You had to fight your way through. You knocked out LDLC, who were one of the invited. As a qualifier team who came through the online qualifiers, it's fantastic that you've made it to this far. How confident are you feeling about playing Secret?
I think we are one of the teams who can beat them, but we are already really happy to be here and that we qualified even with a stand, and it was really hard and tough and we had no caller. So we are really happy to be here and we want to give our best and we want to have fun and we also want to fight.
Absolutely, and we want to see another great fight like that contest we just... So let's get into this semi-final then. Team Expert versus Team Secrets. An all-European semi-final. And it's going to be another amazing best of three. Will it go to all maps? Will it have some overtime along the way like our first semi-final? Go back to our analyst desk and see what they're predicting for this best of three.
Thank you very much, Matt. Yep, I've got Risk on the desk again, and this time we've taken Hugo off the fence. Instead, we've brought Harry and we've plonked him firmly on the fence, and we'll see where his predictions
lie. It is uncomfortable, by the way, Dan.
See, it's easy when you're back there. You can point fingers, but it's difficult when you are on the fence. Yeah. No, we've got a great series ahead of us. I think we're all excited about seeing how Secret are going to perform in this semi-final. But let's take a closer look at Secret, first of all. Absolutely phenomenal team, blew through the group stages. A lot say they are the favourites for this tournament. I mean, you know a lot about them, so talk me through it.
Yeah, so we have them on our screen right now. Of course, we have, in my opinion, and probably opinion shared by many, the two best female players on this team. That is Saz and that is Juliana. Juliana was on the stage here before. And they're just absolutely incredible at this game. And they are two of those female players who can actually match up. Everyone saw the 1v1 tournament where Juliana actually ripped Katie into pieces. So these are some of the players that can actually match up with their male competition. But the other players on the team, we can't forget them. We also have two Russian players and also a Dane. So I actually have someone to cheer for this one because Mimi, or Michaela as her real name is Danish. She's really good as well, and she's playing like a smaller role in this team. Of course, she has the two big captains of Saz and Juliana to follow, but she's also a very important part of that team.
Yeah, I mean, well, the other day when we were looking at it and we were kind of speaking a little bit about her, it's just, we said how she is a star and she definitely has the potential to kind of be a star. If it was on any other roster, she'd be one of like the main players who could carry a team, but she just doesn't get the opportunity because she doesn't need to on the Team Secret roster. So, I think across the board, you're looking at a very strong team all over. Zaz, probably my personal favorite of who I think is number one at least. I mean, I know that you kind of root for Juliana a little bit more. Which, fair enough, Dan. I mean,
we should ask Hugo. I don't think Hugo
Hugo would tell us they're both great players.
I spoke to Juliana yesterday, and I asked her, what are your thoughts? Do you think you're going to be able to take this tournament? And she said, well, of course we do. What's the point of coming to a tournament without thinking we can't win? Which is a great attitude to have.
Yeah.
So I think Secret are very confident going into this. But let's have a look at their opposition as well. Then Team Expert. some said we didn't even think they were going to make the semi-finals. They started out quite rocky in those group stages, but then they pulled through in the end.
Yeah, last year we actually had Vex make it to the semi-finals instead of them, almost the same bracket. But we had, of course, the last game yesterday, very, very late. And there was Expert actually able to take that game against Vex. And here we have the team on our screens right now. Of course, Julie, Clivy, Petra, Shifty, and Jinjin. And my two favorites on this lineup here is Petra for the sure rifling skill and Jinjin for the orb. She's actually really talented with that big green sniper rifle, and she does a great job of pretty much picking her opponents apart.
Yeah, I think the one for me to keep an eye on would be Kilvy. You know, you can't discount her plays as well. I think she's posted some phenomenal scorelines. I mean, in spite of the fact, what was it, in their first matchup they lost versus CLG, wasn't it? But she was kind of someone who was really trying to pull the team through that. So, yeah, I mean, I think once again, a whole bunch of talented players across the board. But yeah, I do agree with you. Keep your eye on Jinjin on the AWP, and also, I mean, for me, it'd be Kilvy with the rifle, but, you know.
Yeah.
I need to get Hugo back here. You two are just too different.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't work, does it?
Is there any maps that we're expecting to see from these teams? From what you saw yesterday, obviously you guys casted all the group stage games. Any favoured maps for these guys? Or girls, should I say?
Yeah, so Mirage was the map that it ended on both times for Secret, and they won 16-1 and 16-7. So despite knowing the Secret map pool, I could expect Expert maybe trying to get out Mirage, who don't want to play that. You saw how good they were yesterday. But as you just said in the interview, they have a very deep map pool. They are confident on every single map. I'm not 100% sure that's true because Nuke and Inferno are still in, but if they have every single map apart from, for example, Inferno, their map pool is so deep that it doesn't even matter. They can just insta-ban Inferno, and then it doesn't matter what map it comes down to, and they'll still be absolutely tremendous.
It's the same with Nuke as well. It's one that they do tend to insta-ban, but I mean, they got 3 bans. They should be all right?
Oh,
we have got vetoes.
Oh, here we go. I mean,
taken straight off the market, as we might have expected.
Yeah, Expert are going to be the ones to do that though, and that kind of frees Secret up a bit now to have a free ban.
Oh, it's open now. Yeah, Cobble is the.
I'm curious to see if they leave Cobble in.
Yeah.
Because they've insta-banned it every time they play.
Exactly.
Are they going to do just the most phenomenal mind game ever? And
if
it turns
Secret
out
picks Cobble now, that would be absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
We do see Inferno.
Wow.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
That's really interesting because,
I'm
of
so
course, for all CSGO fans, we all know that Inferno has been remade and now it's back in the map pool. But it's not a map that a lot of teams have really practiced that much and are 100% confident on. And Mirage will be banned and Train will be banned. That means we'll end up on Cobblestone, which is the map that Secret has insta-banned throughout these first 2 games in the tournament. So that's a really interesting 3-map.
It was interesting that Expert left Mirage so late as well, because considering that Secret dominated everyone yesterday on Mirage, I was thinking Secret were going to insta-pick Mirage with one of their first picks, but no, they left it a little bit later. They allowed it to be banned. Very interesting, but now we've got our 3 maps, and into our first map then. How do you guys see this one panning out? Have you got any sort of predictions for me?
Well, we were joking around before this broadcast started yesterday that Secret is going to win because they are the big favorite. I think I have to carry that, but not as a joke, because I genuinely think Secret are going to win this one. They are such a strong team. I think individually, every single player on the Secret lineup is stronger than on the Expert lineup. The only thing they can hope for Expert is that their team play will carry them through, because that's what they got going for them. And they have this whole underdog story, maybe Secret somehow, some way will get a bit nervous because in their minds this should be a game that's easy in quotation marks, but somehow if they get behind 36 in the beginning, they'll start doubting themselves. But that is a big if.
Yeah, for me, I mean, Expert, they have the foundations of an amazing team in the making. I think there's a lot there. Some of the things they do are ones that we see teams, on the same caliber, have been together as long with as much experience as Team Secret. There you go.
You got there in the end.
Yeah, I did. Sorry, just the fence thing. But yeah. It's, I think, like I say, the foundations are there. They do some really great things, some really innovative things, but I do think Team Secret are the better team. And I think they're going to take the first map.
So the first map's going to be Cash as well. Who are the players we're going to be looking at here? Who's going to be the standout? Who do we need to be telling the observer to constantly be clicking on over to?
Well, for the first part, I would say Jinjin for that mid AWP, if that comes into play, if they want to play that, or whenever she rotates around the map, because if she wins that first duel and Expert have a 5v4, that's just such of a bigger chance of winning the round. That's what they need every single round. So if she goes for aggressive AWP picking, she's going to be the one to watch for this to be a really exciting matchup. On the other side, of course, we have both our favorites. You have Zaza, I have Juliana, and I think that's going to be it, really.
Yeah, well, I mean, actually, I'm going to change it just to be, just to be innovative. I know.
You're going to set Hugo off in a minute.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm going to go with Antika for the same reason, you know, that it's wow. Okay, don't worry, it's all good. Yeah, for the same reason as you. I just think the AWP is so incredibly important on Cash, and we can see some truly spectacular things come out as a result of that. I mean, just mid being such a key focus. From all the teams that we've seen play on, and a lot of them have been quite lax on mid control time and time again. Obviously, you know, we haven't actually seen either of these teams, I don't think, play Cash or... no, I don't think we have.
Not so far in the tournament, no.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, we're not really sure how they're going to play it. I think it's going to be very interesting to see, because for some reason it does seem to be the kind of trend to negate mid a little bit, whereas I don't think these guys are going to fall into that kind of trap. No. I think we're going to see some very aggressive AWPing coming out across the board. So Antika's my one to watch.
And how do you see either of these teams, I mean, whoever does qualify through to the final, how do you see them faring up against Dignitas, who look pretty hot at the moment?
Well, Dignitas, the reason that I really like them and I like the way they play the third map is that they have faced like hard times. If Secret just cruise through this one, win this one 2-0, they have never at any point in this tournament went like, oh, we have to really reset ourselves and really step it up. And if they then face like a hard fight in the final, they can just crumble. I don't believe that's going to happen, because they're a strong mental team, but like normal teams would crumble if they have like an easy way to the final and then face a lot of opposition in that final. On the other hand, Dignitas, they've lost Mats 2 times already, once in the best of 3 and then also one in the group stage, so they know how to fight themselves back into the game, and that's something that I think is really good. But to be honest, if we say like Secret make it to the final to Dignitas, they'll be my favorites anyway.
Yeah, I mean, with me, it's the fact that Dignitas have looked really strong. I think, you know, like you said, they've dropped a couple of maps here and there. They've been very quick to get back on top of things. They're also one of the only teams to have ever really taken too much away from Team Secret. Back when they played under Selfless, at ESWC, I believe it was, they took a map off of them, and that was Train. So I think, you know, if we do see the Secret Dignitas final, which I think you and I are kind of leaning towards, then, you know, I think Dig do have a phenomenal chance of causing some damage. Do I think they're going to take it? I don't know. I mean, I guess my decision for that, not to sit on the fence here, but that's going to be based on what we see come out in these games now.
Exactly.
I don't really want to make my call until I've seen them play.
It's not how it works. You have to sit on the fence. This is my desk. But in all seriousness, I mean, we just saw Dignitas take down CLG Red. A lot of people didn't expect that. Now perhaps there's the chance for Expert to do the same here against Secret. And the big thing for Dignitas was winning those pistol rounds. Yeah. You guys casted all the group stages yesterday. Either of these teams, would you lean towards being a better pistol side? Because it has shown to prove being a massive difference in these groups.
I would say potentially Secret, of course, just because of the aim. They're stronger individually, player for player, and in a pistol round, it comes down to a lot of like aim and positioning and really playing it out individually on a level. Of course, you have the strategies as well, but if you win like the 2 first opening duels and you can just go plant the bomb, then it's probably going to go your way. So individually, I think definitely Secret are the favorites, and that's what it is going to come down to. That's a sentence in this pistol round. And now we do have the knife on our screens right now to decide who starts on the CT or the T side, wherever they want to pick, and it looks like Team Expert are looking all right here.
Yeah, Dignitas they won several knife rounds. I think they might have won all 3 actually, which helped them with their picks. They obviously went for CT a couple of times, and then they even chose T side on Cobblestone as well, because clearly that was their favorite. Is a knife round going to be really important here for Expert? Is that just a little bit of a confidence, a bit of a momentum builder?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it does give you the choice at least of what side you start on, so you could definitely look to build momentum on the back of that. I do think it's going to be quite good considering they are the underdogs. So winning that knife round will give them that little bit of an extra push.
Well, let's see if they get that extra push or not. Let's run through the action with our fantastic casters. Of course, it is Hugo and it's Tom.
Thanks very much, Matt. Oh no, sorry, I mean Dan. Of course, I'm happy to be on the casting desk finally here. I know you missed me. Yeah, I know. I had to. I know you missed me. I'm not surprised. I am pretty phenomenal. But here joining me, an even more phenomenal man, but not so much.
He just liked the height balance. That's all it was.
I'm just making a joke. Just another phenomenal man, not so much in his predictions. We've got Tom Biz here. He's going to be joining me. Tom, are you going to...
2-0 expert.
Yeah, 2-0 expert. Cool. I'm going for the 2-0 secret. We know what we're doing. I'm not letting you back down on that one. And into Cash we go. Take it away.
Yeah, no, I legitimately think that they could do well on Cash. Last time I watched them, they did manage to take it, and then we saw them go OT. This was at the Starladder Female Stars event quite a while ago, but these teams have always had a good matchup in the past. Either way, we are on to Cash, the map pick of Expert. They are going to be starting off on that CT side. A couple of utility players, including that Flash, but they're going to go for that retake over towards the A site. So it will be an easy plan to start things off for Secret.
Yeah, 5-on-5 retake, very passive play from Expert, but they got the kit to make it work, so it's definitely not an undoable situation. They were almost expecting this kind of setup in Antika. She's playing close in towards main, a bait player who will go down Vilga, but Antika's still alive and kicking. One quick kill, peeks in for more, but Petra, she's just hunting, and she's going to get her mark as well. Takes down Antika, another man advantage. It's going to fall in the favour of Expert as they push their way into the site. Still, the kit remains in the hand of Julie, but we've got this double stack towards our back of quad. Giuliano, another Julie going big. Two for her, make that 3. And now Petra, last player standing towards the back of the site. She doesn't have armor, but it doesn't matter because Giuliano only taking heads in this match. It's going to be Team Secret to pick up that pistol round in a massive round for Giuliano.
Yeah, no, starting off big. It was actually 2 players who got pretty much the majority of the kills in that round. Petra starting things off, but it will be Giuliano to finish. So they question the pistol, who was going to be sort of challenging in those. It looks like at the moment it was the Giuliano show. But we are going to see the force coming back up. Petra actually going to be saving. Now, she made quite a bit of extra cash in that round because of the kills, so maybe just going to save to make sure an AWP can get onto Jin Jin in the next round, or next couple of rounds, but not going to be coming up just yet. Now, going for a relatively meta buy at the moment, just going to have the AK, 4 UMPs, so definitely a good opportunity, especially in range battles, for Expert to do the damage.
Yeah, but they're just holding back for the time being, taking the range of the UMPs, it seems, as Zaz holds back towards main. Mimi as well on top of this red box. They're not going for anything here. And Expert, obviously with the quad stack on A at least, it's lucky that Secret aren't going for anything fast. These pistols can be lethal at the close ranges, but slowly and surely, Team Secret looking like they want to put a bit of pressure on A. Flash goes out for Giuliano, it's just a fake. She backs off back to join her teammates over towards middle. And Secret really are taking their time, but I like this at least. They're waiting for Team Expert to make the first move. However, obviously, being on the CT side, there is no pressure for them to push. And Team Secret, they're going to walk right into this bear trap as they make their way. 2 players deep into main, no one peeking here from the CT side. And I really like this setup. This could yield something massive.
Yeah, 3 players over towards the left side, so could be quite interesting. Now, the Molotov will move 1 off the side. Now, they've only got 35 seconds, so if there are any rotations here, they may just be a little bit behind already, though. Giuliano going to start things off. First kill made. There's still 2 players over on this left side, and this is where the pistols are going to start shredding. Unfortunately, they're only going to manage to get 1. They've done a little bit of extra damage. There is only 20 seconds left on the clock, and there is still Julie waiting around the smoke. Now, she's going to try her best to deny this plant, but can't quite find anyone, leaving just Kelly to try and push back in. And I don't think she's going to be finding anything else.
Nope, seems like it'll all be over. Fairly clean for Team Secret, and I like that considering they walk into a stack and still only lose 2 players on the back of that. So going to start to maintain the T-side economy early, or apparently not, as Kelly drops another player, goes in for more. That's a lot of damage onto Antika. These 2 players are quite low now. She could get something, and she does. Kelly, she drops Antika. Oh no, Kelly! That is absolutely disgusting. Team Expert, they're going to pick up the second round, and on the back of a force buy, it doesn't matter if they have a stack. It's the rotating player who does the job.
I want to bow down and say I was wrong, saying she's not going to get anything there. Damn, just walks in with the 5-7, takes heads clean off, and that is going to be the second round bounce back for Expert. And already they could have got an AWP if they wanted it. Obviously, knowing that pistols are going to be coming back in the next round, the risk may not be worth the reward, and they are going to go relatively safe with this buy. Now, it's going to be a lot invested over on the Secret side, going for all of these pistols, a lot of utility in play as well, plenty of Molotovs, so interested to see will they be utilized, and actually looking like they are just going to go aggressively over towards this B side, but so far not too bad of a read. We are going to see a little bit of an aggressive push coming out from Julie. She's the one with the UMP, going to try and play close and personal. There are going to be some smokes lined up from the side of Secret.
Julie, she might just be flashed out here. It will pop. She's going to go for the peek. There we go. No, maybe not much damage. She's going to get at least alive in this corner, but has to spam away with the USP. Only gets 1 for her troubles. Plenty of damage done, though, as 3 are tagged up, but make that 2 as Zaz is dropped on the site. The bomb yet to make its way, but I like this. I think they're boosting. Are they trying to get the bomb back towards the A site? This could be a really clever play. The issue is they don't know the rotations of Expert. We could expect a mid presence here from the CT side, considering they have a 3-on-3. However, that not being the case, Team Secret, they've given up their chance to rotate the bomb. They are just going to go with this 1 smoke that they already have down and take advantage of that to cross back towards the site. It's Giuliano. She can get this plant, and obviously she can get it down for Vilga, but the issue is she's 12 HP. However, I don't think this is an issue. Look at this flank, Tom.
Yeah, nobody's actually going to be watching in that direction. They're going to be too busy throwing in utility. The problem is Vilga may just be a little bit too late to the punch. She needs to go pretty quickly to get him from behind. Mimi does have the rifle, but already goes down. There is the pounce of Vilga. They're going to turn around. She only has 12 HP to play with to try and challenge back into this one. And already they're going to get a player on the bomb, force her to push back in, and that'll be nicely worked out from the CT side. Nice retake. Timing was key.
Getting away with that despite the flank as well is quite impressive. So, of course, Team Secret now, okay, maybe, no, don't worry, I was going to say they're going to eco, but of course not. This is Secret we're talking about. They're going to be going for the bite. They have a couple of rifles, a couple of SMGs. I'm not sure I like this, Tom. I feel like you could just go for the safe option and save. While there is a chance they may be able to pick this up, because of course the economy is yet to be stable for Expert. They're yet to get on that AWP on Jinjin still. I feel like just go for the safe eco, get the proper buy up next round. You can get Antica on the York potentially. If you get a bomb plant, you can get full rifles and no issues with utility either.
Yeah, I think the big thing is as well, only 2 players surviving in the previous round for Expert means that there is a good opportunity to actually reset them straight back down to nothing into the next round. So I understand the buy. The risk behind it, though, is very high, as they could just hand an extra couple of rounds and mean the economy does begin to build up for the side of Expert. But we'll see how this actually pays off at the moment. They have managed to gather up some mid-control. Obviously, the range is, for the most part, with the CT side, so they can't really challenge too much up highway, and actually going to fall back and possibly go for a B hit using the vents.
Yep, an Expert. Only got 2 players here. The lack of a mid presence as well is going to mean a hefty rotation needs to be pulled in from Jinjin once they realise this is going to be the commitment, but smoke going over, or the window breaking, sorry. Counter molly's coming out, and now we're going to see the CT smoke. I like that one. That's going to now initiate this push. Zaz, nice opener to the player on the side, but it's Julie to only get 1 before the trade comes in. Still, Jinjin, they haven't smoked off the upper area, and they haven't got any utility to do so. She'll take advantage. Free kill for her, but the nade putting her down to 6. The cross, Zaz, so close. Just going to make it there with her life, and with 30 seconds left, Bomb's going to be down with 1 player towards B main. A lot of pressure on Mimi here. Only a Glil to work with defender from this position. And plenty of utility for Expert to flush these players out of the site.
Yeah, the big thing is with 2 players on the site and 2 incendiaries, there should be a great opportunity to actually clear them back out. Zaz is going to go for the peak. Jinjin very low on HP, but doing quite a bit of damage already. And this is where Shifty will pounce, gets the first, looking for Zaz. Mimi actually peeks out and takes down Petra, so that's the split walked out perfectly. And already now Zaz is just going to finish them off, even while being tagged down. She'll get the triple kill, enter the round in a big way, and the force buy works.
That's just so Zaz, right? Sitting towards the back of the site, 3 players pushing her, 30 HP, nothing. She glocks the last one.
2 incendiaries as well that weren't really utilized. I have to say that if they just put those both onto the site when they were trying to push back in, the 2 players there had no chance.
Yeah, and that would have been their round. So I feel like Expert, especially considering it's not like they had a long rotation, they were right outside the site when the bomb went down. They had kits, really no pressure to push. Could have taken their time with that one. And now they're going to be left on the side that force sport. Team Secret, obviously, we kind of didn't really like the buy, but we did understand it, as it has benefited them greatly, putting them in the driving seat for the economy for the time being. And Expert really receiving a bit of damage here. Only 2 rifles to play with. Close pistols again, but not quite the A stack that we saw, and I mean, even that didn't work out too well.
Well, yeah, except for Kelly. Just one woman army with that 5-7. We'll see if she can do it again. Or maybe one of the other individuals can step up. They are going to go for a little bit of a boost, but I think Zaz actually spotted that coming, so not going to go for the re-peek. Again, playing 2 players close over on B. That hasn't really worked out so far. The players on the B side itself have been struggling. Vilga actually going to be blinded by the flash, and it will just be a quick trade, and the trade's absolutely fine. They've lost a Deagle for a rifle. That's no problem for the CT side at the moment. In normal situations, you would be talking about the benefits for the T side, but for now, that really isn't that bad of a trade.
No, and Juliana just pressuring over towards B, and we can see the shift from that instantly. Talking about Shifty, she is making that move down towards the B site instead.
Look at Petra as well.
Yeah, pushing down towards highway. This is bad. They pre-rotated. They're trying to go for something early because they know Secret and, you know, got to hit towards a site in a few seconds. But now I think Antica may have heard those footsteps of the rotation back in. Petra's going to be in the open, and Antica takes the fight. It's a free kill for Secret, and she may just follow up. She does. Shifty's down. Secret, they've got control of A. An Expert, they might even be left in a safe situation here.
The problem is they don't actually have that much to save. Julie going to be the only one left, and Antica has just taken this round by storm. Final player will be behind her, just waiting with the FAMAS. Not really the weapon to be a catalyst in the next round, but it will be something to play with at the minimum. May even be able to get a slight upgrade in the form of the silenced M4. Now, obviously, over on Team Secret, it's not really worth challenging too much because they don't have a huge amount of money themselves. Losing a player or two here really wouldn't be worth the value of killing one. So I reckon they're not going to overface. Now, Giuliano is going to go for a little bit of a push, but you can see it doesn't look like she's going to overface. And it's actually going to be a little bit more of a push coming out from Zaz as well. We'll see if this actually pays at all or if they will actually lose one more player to the hands of Julie, and that's going to be the case.
Yep, no one in vicinity to trade. Giuliano won't be able to connect through the vents there, and we are going to see Julie hold on to an AK. It's not a huge loss there for Secret. They can still get a buy up, but that's the thing, right? You don't keep 3 players alive, your economy isn't benefiting in the long run in terms of you buying up every round, unless you win every round. But as soon as they start to lose, and if they're, saving 2-1 guns, they're going to start to face the issues of economy here on the T side. So we're expecting something like that. Vilga on a Glock. I think she just realised. Look at that. So, guys, can someone throw me a deagle or something? Mimi has got one, so I'd like to see that just be thrown over. But again, they are against a full eco, right? So it's not too much of an issue aside from that 1 AK.
Wow. I still think it's a bit weird.
Oh, yeah. They should trade that.
Does mean that she can just be maybe just a bit of an expensive decoy for this round, just running around like a headless chicken, maybe able to try and find out where that one and only AK is. And luckily for her, can still sort of get one taps at the moment. Not anybody with head armor over on the other side. Obviously at long range it still won't be a one tap, but it's not the worst situation in the world. Luckily for them, yeah, like you said, they are making this mistake in a round where there isn't too much value lost. I'm looking at the positions at the moment from the CT side, just so much mid control. Unfortunately, they're not going towards mid. There's been a little bit of a fake over towards the A side to try and drag them away. That will be Zaz. And then the rest of their players are just gathering up towards B, where there is absolutely no one there whatsoever.
And that's the thing, with Zaz making this fake, the rotations are completely off right now. Expert have no one, as you said, towards B. And right now, Giuliano is just going to be cleaning house. 2 quick kills for her. A trade does come through, so that's another rifle grab. But Zaz does not want to save today. She gets 2. Julie, the one saving player, has a rifle. But she's only going to get 1. Now the bomb going to be planted. Antika instead going towards that CT plant just to play it safe, because she knows there's a potential that Julie could split in through the vents, but Vilga, namely so, going to be catching him from behind. Saves the AK as well, and Secret 4 rounds to 2 here. We are going to see Expert on the buy here, but again, the lack of economy is going to mean no warp unless we see, a glass cannon. I don't expect that happening so early on in the game. Rather just go for the safe rifles. Team Secret, again, yet to get the AWP on Antika despite economy leading them to do so. But the thing is, when you're having a dominating half, not to say that we're in that yet, but it's very unlikely we see the AWP.
Well, yeah, and until it's necessary, there's not really any point in switching up that sort of strategy. You can have it as sort of a surprise factor. Petra actually going to be solo playing the A side at the moment, and same on the B side in return from Kelly, and this could be absolutely tragic. There's so many players that are just going to be flashing straight through the smoke. Petra is blind, but they haven't spotted her either. She's going to do a lot of damage, and actually the trade's just going to come all over the shop. That was insanely quick, and well, that's going to bring it back to 3-4 and a flawless round for the CT side as well.
That's a position you should always be checking. I don't know how she got away with that one. If they got that entry, that round would have been completely different. 2 kills from her, 3 from Shifty. No issues at all there for Team Expert. And I mean, of course, Secret can still buy, so it's not too much of an issue, but still, Expert 1 round away from not only equalizing this, but forcing Team Secret down onto an eco or potentially a force buy, depending on how this EU side does choose to go into this one. Anyway, Mimi running into her fire. Oh no, that's terrible. Jin burns her alive. We've got some toast here. Giuliano shot in the face as well, and Secret not starting off this round with a good start.
Yeah, going for quite a lot of aggressive pushes, and it seems like maybe the slower plays are what actually works out better for this team. We've actually seen quite a bit of aggression out towards middle as well from Julie, just going to be holding further forward than probably anybody could expect. Could even come around the back and just take down Vilga. It will just be a trade as Jin goes down. Are they going to be able to capitalize? Yes, they are. Antika will take it back into a 3 versus 2. And at the moment, there's only 1 player over towards this B side, so Kelly will have to play a mantle role if they're going to go in that direction. They are looking to have a sort of rotator position from Kelly at this moment in time, but there's still a great opportunity. And with Zaz on the table, I don't think any doubt that this could still happen.
No, and the positive is as well, knowing when you're in a 2v3 like this, for example, Team Expert are very likely either going to go for a 1-1-1 or a 2-1 focusing towards A. They're likely to put 2 on A instead of B, right? So you usually should get a free site. Issue is, this position from Kelly is a typical 1 and done. If she can just land her shot, that should be a 1-for-1 trade, goes back into a 1-on-2, and then an even more favourable 1 for Expert. But let's see how it goes. Zaz and Antika pushing themselves in. Zaz just takes down 1 from the site. As heaven, sorry, but Kelly pushes out and gets the refrag. still, it's a doable 2v2, 1v2 as Antika, she takes one, but Petra is quick on the trigger, coming around from the flank, and Expert, they found themselves another round, 4-4, and as we said, with no bomb down, Secret, we're seeing a likely eco here.
I really like the play there from Kelly. Actually throws the smoke onto the site just before they push in, so they don't actually know where she is, and then goes through the smoke while she knows they're actually pushing round to catch her out in the corner. Like, they knew where she should be, so for that she plays the mind games and just assumes there's not going to be anybody watching the smoke. So smart stuff from her. As you said, it will just be a few pistols, not really anything too heavy on the investment for Team Secret. They will have the 2,400 loss bonus coming in the next round, and by the looks of it, we're about to see quite a heavy challenge over towards middle with a pop flash from Vilga.
Yeah, the smokes are as well in their vicinity, so they can be deployed, but the just plain flash just comes out. No wall of smokes despite having a double. Either way, they make their way fast towards highway. The issue is M4 versus P250. Okay, or P250 versus teammate. Giuliano's going to go down to Mimi there. Shifty is still in close proximity, but she'll hear the players flanking around the back. Doesn't matter, Petra's there to support. 2 for her, Shifty follows. Zaz does get a trade in the middle and a gun grab, but okay, Kelly. She's just going to come in from behind to secure the kill. Expert, 5-4. Nothing to be worried about in that round, and Secret back on their bye.
This is a pretty close game so far.
Mimi has 0 kills, Tom.
Wow.
I mean 1 kill.
Yeah,
or 2.
She has 2, technically. Only 1 on the opposing team. But, yeah, early days. We're going into round 9. Has been a little bit quiet so far. Giuliano obviously starting very strongly in the first few rounds, but again, haven't even seen too much from her moving onwards. And, well, that's why the leader's now fallen back into the hands of this CT side, and no AWP for the T's yet either, but Vilga will be there to start things off, and actually gone quite aggressively over towards this B site, all the way in the middle. They really need to trade this one out. Now, Jinjin is actually ready to try and help trade up, but Julie is just trying to find this spot and actually loses her life as well. Vilga just taking this site by storm, talking about people stepping up. It's going to be her to just completely dominate B.
The bomb isn't even taken towards the site. Secret still have it in middle. They're just going to leave the focus on Vilga. This may force a full rotation over from Expert now that they've given up the site, and that will allow Secret to take control of A, and I like this. They do go towards that A site. Petra being the only player left alive, and Vilga, she flashes herself, goes down to Jinjin, but now the clue is up. Expert going to start to rotate as Petra's dropped on the site, and I think maybe we will see a save as Secret. They're going to have the A site completely for free here. A 2-on-4, bomb just about to go down, and Team Expert, not a lot of hopes.
Yeah, I'm not even sure I'd like to see them push back in here. It will be a quick trade, but I think just keeping this AWP will be so much more valuable for the Team Expert side. They will at least drop one more player, making things a little bit more costly. Obviously, Team Secret so far haven't been building up a lot of money, so making it so that they're only earning a little bit will still be helpful to the cause of this CT side, and making sure they don't get their hands on the AWP as well will probably be quite valuable. However, they are going to be pushing back in, and again, we've spoken about this already.
Ooh, okay.
Just going to be waiting, yeah, baiting out the time a little bit more. I actually quite like that, making sure that the kill was going to be easy. Obviously, she could have had it seconds before, but the second the kill comes in, they're going to be pouncing on her position, so she just waits. And again, not keeping their own economy in check could actually be the costly factor here for Secret. If this is a bounce back, they're going to be the ones hurting in the next round.
Yeah, that is weird to think as well, considering the scoreline's so close, but that's a good point. Expert definitely in for a chance here to actually have a fairly decent half. Again, you could talk about the, obviously this being their map pick, it is a great map for Secret, but take into account, last time these two played this map on LAN against each other, it was at the Star Series, if I'm correct.
I think, well, I know they definitely did play it there, and it was won by, well, what was Team Heaven at the time, but yeah, pretty much the same lineup, except with Hellrose in it instead of Petra.
Yeah, so, and of course a different lineup as well for Team Secret with Nylon instead of Antika. So a bit different, but still, this is a map that Expert have beat Secret on, right? So this is obviously
a very good map for them,
yeah, but for both. Secret though, they're set up outside of middle. They've got to boost up early on. Mimi's going to be here. They haven't mollied off the vents. I mean, we've seen how that was going in previous maps, so hopefully they'll at least have the set mollies for that. But still pressure on both B and mid again. Vilga is still in this position, not quite going as aggressive, and I'm sure Team Expert will be a little more wary this time. This push could come through into checkers. but instead Team Secret are going to put up the bane of their push over towards middle, and this could be easily able to split into events. If they focus on Vilga pushing up through B main, they can just split into the checkers room, and they will. Players dropping straight in, and oh, Julie just exposes her head, and Giuliano left clicks it. That's going to be the first player down. There's one more on the site. Kelly's going to have to connect some shots, but she's down to 10 HP. Her teammate supporting, Shifty from upper gets 2, but the Kelly on the site's going to fall, and despite Zaz being 1 HP, the bomb will go down. This Molotov, though, that could be fatal.
Molly onto the site this time will be going in. They've got an HE as well, which could be enough to take Zaz out of the round. Jinjin just looking to see if there are any sort of peaks afterwards, and there will be the flashbang going in as well. But so far, not seeing too much. Petra going to be trying to get back in through vents, but Giuliano is ready and waiting. Zaz will still get one, even with only 1 HP. Actually gets a second as well. Doesn't matter how much health is on this woman, she still does so much damage. And now it leaves Jinjin no kit, only 1 flashbang. She's going to have to run away with the AWP.
Yeah, at least she gets away with it though. Secret aren't going to heavy chase this at all, especially not with Zaz being 1 HP and them only
1
already
health, 2 kills. Come on.
Yeah, and already having, you know, 2 players saving, so already their economy kind of in constraint there for Secret. But again, not going to matter too much. They can still get the buy up here into this next round after picking up that previous one. A couple of rifles able to be dropped. And Expert now, again, it's like all we see are the CTs ecoing.
Well, yeah, both teams are sort of having this problem at the moment. It has just been 2 rounds either side, pretty much going backwards and forwards as one team takes the lead, the other throws it away, and they're definitely not looking like there's a dominant force yet in this game, something that Secret really haven't had to deal with as of yet. I think so far they've only lost, what, 7 rounds total? Or maybe 8?
Close to that, surely, right?
Well, they lost 1 in the first map that they played, and then I think it was 16-7.
Yeah, I think 67 was close enough, but Jinjin, nice opener. Utilising the AWP over towards B just to get aggressive. They have a triple push-up as well, so that's going to grab them an AK-47 that they can utilise. The issue is lack of armour again. On these other players, we will see aim punching. I mean, Team Secret, very basic, going to react to the push-up onto B. They know there's players there, so let's head another area of the site, and they will be going back in towards A. Issue is, Expert yet to really work this one out. They only have 2 players in position. Petra going to spot the first. Giuliano gets tagged down in Squeaky, but it's not too much of an issue because there's still a barrage of players here running onto the site. The P250 unable to connect. Petra gives away a position, and Zaz will take advantage. It's Team Secret to destroy the A-hold push, the A-hold, sorry, as Expert are left. Probably what I hope to be saving these 2 guns, but they're contesting. I don't know if this is even worth it.
And Giuliano will go down, so they're going to manage to get 1 more. And this might actually bait them into a position of pushing. And I would quite like to see, as you said, keep that AWP into the next round. They don't have all the money in the world, also losing 1 more, but they're just going to have all of their players falling. Jinjin, well, rather than falling, will just fall back, try and take a more passive angle, but she's got to be careful from above. Still manages to win the duel. Again, it's not going to be a clean-looking round for the side of Secret. Zaz, are you going to fall as well? Tries to bait out the shot, but Jinjin is too quick, and that's only going to be 1 player surviving when all that was invested was some pistols. Now, actually, Jinjin, okay, she was just doing it for safety reasons.
Jinjin was just running away. She got away with the AWP as well as Secret. They are going to take it above and beyond. 7-5 now on this T side. As you said, not quite a dominant force into this matchup, but they are definitely
going
leading
in patterns.
this one.
So now the CTs will win 3 rounds in a row.
Let's see. You never know. There's only 3 left of the half, so
everybody likes a good pattern. So, and we are going to see the buy coming back in this time for the CT side. We already know that the economy of Secret is going to be taking a hit, and Petra will dunk Zaz out of the round. Someone who has been, well, doing a lot of damage even when on low HP. Let's see if anybody can step up. Now, there is actually a player over towards backbox at the moment. That's going to be Kelly. This is a switch up from the B site because so far they've just been playing 2 players on the actual site itself. So whether this will actually be checked is another thing altogether. They do actually have Molotovs, although Vilga doesn't have one of them. And I wonder if she's actually going to check this at all. Because she's clearing angles at the moment, but hasn't cleared that one.
And no one's played towards here at all yet this map, so this could be dangerous. Issue is, Kelly looks like she wants to go for the peek here, and if she does, Vilga is going to be none the wiser. It's a game of timing. She's going to hear that smoke go out. Will go for the peek. There we go, but Vilga reacts quicker. She will take her down. The back checkers box position not going to work out, and that was the only hope for Expert into this round. Just straight up save this one, give it away. You can't do anything, but actually, as I say that, spray through the smoke. Luckily, Petra's going to be able to connect. And I feel like I keep arguing for saves, but that's mainly just due to the Secret being able to lock down these post plants every single time. Not quite the skill of Expert being too bad in this one, but Jinjin's going to be attempting looking for a quick kill back into the site, but Secret aren't going to be exposing themselves to any degree. They do want to hold on to these guns, and they want to make this round last as long as possible, but still, the push comes in. Petra making her way up towards the ramp. Shifty goes down towards the trench there, but Petra, she's still in the open. Her teammate's dead, but they don't know she's still there. Eventually, Vilga drops her, though, and Secret, 8-5.
They were in the pan.
Yeah. Tom's not happy. Almost as bad as I'm buying up a P90.
Yeah, let's not go into that one. Neither of these teams are going to do that, so it's fine. We are just going to see a little bit of a pistol buy coming in for Team Expert in this round. Want to have a buy for the final round of the half, but it does look like Secret are now looking to take this at least 9-6, 10-5 sort of scoreline, which is pretty good over on that T side of Cash. Either way, we are going to have a little bit of aggression coming out in towards middle. 3 players, in fact, pushing in that direction already. Julie going to be tagged very, very low. Not going to be able to get too much in return at the moment. Setup still just holding a default, just making sure there's no aggression coming out from these remaining CT players. Jinjin may still be close, but Mimi is just waiting around the corner.
And with the only flashbang on Shifty, well, that is over towards B. It's not in a position to flash a teammate into an angle, right? You have that over towards mid, you can flash someone.
It's just for slowing pushes.
Yeah, but even so, slowing pushes on an eco, it's not really, you know, rotations aren't going to do too much.
It's not round-winning strategy.
I don't get buying flashes unless you're going to use them for aggression, right? Why just put the solo flashbang over towards a B site? Either way, it's a 4v4. Gun grab, a trade found from Mimi, and even more as she takes down Julie. All left on the flashbang player. Shifty trying to rotate back in from B, but again, maybe exits, maybe try and grab this gun that was dropped in middle, something to play with, but Mimi is still lurking around that area, and she will bite.
Ooh, just about. But it's still going to be 9-5, so Secret beginning to push forward. We will have a buyer coming back up. Jinjin with a lot of cash, in fact, to be able to get the AWP, and they're going to get a second onto Kelly as well, so this will probably be an aggressive B push coming into this round, so expecting to see that. Obviously, on the other side, do we actually have the AWP? We haven't seen too much of it. There we go, Antika will actually have it in play.
Yeah, first time as well, so nice to see that, obviously. We've seen a little bit from Expert here and there, and the double up obviously going to be interesting to see how this comes into it, but Secret, I mean, maybe expecting it, just going to really switch at the pace, heavy mid-control, and it's strange to see the double up from Expert, yet no control towards middle themselves, right? You'd usually assume that you could go for maybe 1Z, maybe a 1B site, but either way, they've got aggression. Look at the bomb position as well. Jinjin could actually spot this one out.
They've gone for the squeaky push.
But the A side control.
Yeah, they're actually going to send the AWP back. I quite like this. It's just going to leave Petra in a really aggressive position and should have the majority of the sound cues. The problem is they've already lost mid-control and there's players gathering up over towards this B side, so it's looking like there's going to be a lot to do for Kelly and Co over on the side. She does have that AWP. The problem is from vents, it's not going to be the best position in the world, although they are actually going to go rotating. Now, Petra looks like she's getting itchy feet at the moment. May just be tempted to peek out, and there's going to be a lot of players in that direction if she does.
She can't afford to do that. Just needs to hold on to it, especially with Vilga starting to push her way up round. I'm not sure if she's going to check this angle, though, as she makes her way. The rest of her team in main, but Vilga, she will find that opening kill. Petra dead, but Jinjin's reacted. Nice push-up. The issue is they know exactly where she is, and they have the Molotovs for the job, burning out towards the site, but they can't cross without a smoke. Luckily, that will eventually go down, but Shifty's holding the cross from the CT spawn. Going to be able to take Giuliano down from Car. And actually an advantage situation for Expert. Despite the bomb going down here for Secret, eventually as it will, Expert have a great chance of the retake, even with the double AWP.
Yeah, the thing is as well, there's an AWP on the other side of things, and also the second the bomb goes down, they should be able to just go for a few aggressive pushes. They have control of a lot of important map positions. Quick trade will come in, but now it is all down to Zaz. Gonna go for the bomb plant, has to go for the bomb plant just based on the timer, and now looks to try and challenge versus 3. Has to do something aggressive, has to go for a peek, looks for the first. Julie will finish, and it's gonna be a 9-6 half on Cash.
I like what Team Secret are trying to do, at least, with not going for any kind of, oh yeah, let's just wait, you know, let's just get the bomb down and then just play a 3v4 post plant. They were trying to get aggressive, trying to peek out before the site plant went down and try and equalize things up into a 3v3. That would have been far more favorable, at least in that position, but unfortunately not gonna go their way. However, a very equal matchup so far. A 6-9. This is something that could go either way depending on pistol round. If Expert pick it up, we could suddenly see it being equal and then being over on the T side as well. So I don't see either team having closed this out just yet, but obviously Secret, they've got to be favored going into that second half pistol.
Yeah, well, especially if Giuliano can just tank it again. It has fallen off since the sort of early round positions, but it seems like at the moment, neither team really have someone just slacking. Obviously, Kelly, someone as the star, one of the stars of the team, you do hope that she'll be able to step up a little bit, especially when you consider the 4 of the kills she currently has were in 1 round with a 5-7. So, do have to hope that she will be, well, basically imposing herself on Secret in this team, especially in the T side. They're really going to need her as well.
And Mimi's caught up a little bit as well. She struggled first 4 or 5 rounds. She didn't have any kills.
Eco-frags.
Eco-frags are the stat pads of the game. And that is fine. You know, she's up to 7 to 8. She's getting that ADR time. It's okay. She's on the board. And now into the pistol round here. Shifty, she has a P250. Bit of utility as well for the T side. Julie's going to follow up with a similar buy in Team Secret. This is Team Secret, classic. Full armor here on CT Cash. A map typically playing for retake, and especially with a triple B push, a retake, if these guys hit A, is looking very, very likely. Smokes will go out, and now these CTs are just going to be pressured to push even further. Already Julie opening things up, and the mid control taken down. Mimi will fall, and Secret left here 3-on-5.
It's going to be very difficult. Zaz will be able to get the lurker holding behind. Nice shot from Vilga as well. So they will actually be able to bring this back at least to a 3 versus 3. Now, like you said, there is no kit, so they have to move quickly. Obviously, the time that they have has been halved. Now they're going to go pushing back in. There is quite a lot of control as well at the moment from the T side over towards Car, a position that normally comes in over on the other side, but actually they're going to lose that very quickly. A couple of low players, however, as Petra manages to pick up 2, looking for the 3rd. It's only going to be Vilga to try and get back into the site. Running out of ammo, will switch up, but she's just running out of time. Has to try and make a play, will get 1, looks for the 2nd, runs out of ammo again, pushing back in, gets the kill, but doesn't have time.
Dangerous round from Expert. I mean, at least in the peaking after post-spawn, they were taking a lot of long-range engagements back in towards main and towards car and highway with just Glocks up against USPs. And obviously, they did still win it out at the end of the round, but even so, that's a really dangerous play to make. If Petra didn't get that double kill, that round could have been completely turned on its head. That being said, Expert, 7 rounds, a 9-9 is just on the horizon. Or maybe not.
Yeah.
Throw.
We actually got 6 because Vilga had enough money to purchase 1 up as well.
One
so
day we'll see a 10 AWP buy. 10
AWP buy.
Well, that'll be interesting. Hello, Fnatic. A 10 UMP buy.
I'm pretty sure I have seen that.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure.
Please.
I want a 10 Bison round. That's what I want. That'll be a mystery.
I'll pay you $1 million if that ever happens in a top tier program.
Anybody want to make $500,000?
Add a major.
Okay, we are going to have obviously quite a bit of aggression now. Challenging mid's quite an interesting prospect considering the range is going to be with the Deagle of Juliano, already doing quite a bit of damage onto Jinjin. They've got the utility, so really they should be using it to get close and personal, where really they have the advantage. Antika herself does have a little bit of utility, and the Deag, but really the thing is, I think the whole point of the rifles is it gives you that range advantage, so taking that away from yourself by using UMPs is always very risky. Obviously the monetary reward is normally what gets players. Greed can be the key, and there's the aggression. Mimi gets 1, but Kelly is quick to trade 2 back. Juliano already back over towards quad, but there it goes the nade. Should be able to force her out. This is where the UMP should do the job. Actually, the Molotov doesn't force her out of position, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, nice stuff from Petra there, just to secure the 1 player that I was quite worried about. And now, Team Secret with surely no chance of being left into this round, although we did say that with Kelly earlier. Vilga, last player standing, flashing herself into this mode. That will blind Petra. That will be a free kill, hopefully, but no, Shifty's going to deny it. Nice peek out to support her teammate. An Expert, they're going to be up to 8-9. Secret now unable to invest anything more than a flashbang or a P250 really into this round. Zaz has a little bit more money, could justify a P250, but why bother? It's going to be a throwaway here. They should be focusing on the rifle round, getting as much utility as possible. They need some kits as well. So going into this full pistol round, hopefully some stack, hopefully a push, hopefully not just a standard default, and it seems like it may be a little bit of both. All 4 players on this B site are going to be setting up. Is it aggressive? Is it passive? Who knows? It's going to be a bit of a bait and switch. I like this. All of them on the site, in fact.
Except 1.
Except 1. Except 2. Okay, they're all moving. Who knows?
Oh, I was talking about the player all the way at the top over towards Squeaky.
Oh, okay.
Juliano just playing the sort of spotter over towards that Squeaky position. Now, obviously, this is a great opportunity for a lot of money to be made by Expert. Every kill with that UMP is worth $600. And really, also, there's not a whole lot of risk involved because you just basically, you can use these SMGs as scouts, like not the scout, the weapon, but as just someone who can look around and basically, okay, we lost a UMP. It's not the end of the world. You can look for stacks. Interestingly, they are pretty much all going over towards this A site. Now, it's risky, but luckily there is actually only one player there, so it is the right decision to be making. The B stack has not paid off. They've gambled. Valve has obviously banned that, and they're going to go pushing back into the site free of charge.
Juliana's getting all the wrong information, though. She's pushed all the way out, and I think she's finally going to hit the nades and the footsteps, etc. But she was pushed all the way up, expecting A to be completely clear, but they all came to remain. A very brave push, and Julie finally going to drop that 1A player as the rotations come on in. Secret, not a lot of hope in this round, but that being said, some things coming out with the USP. A bit of damage onto Julie, dunk onto Antika. Not good stuff.
Almost
there.
gets 2.
Yeah, good damage onto Mimi.
Really, I would actually just be happy for Team Secret to just run away here, because otherwise they're just handing money over in the form of these UMP kills. And even if they get a kill, all they get back is a UMP, which is something they're going to be comfortably able to buy into the next. So not a huge amount of value. Obviously, they can cost a little bit more. And, well, actually, Mimi's going to get herself a kill, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, something to work with. I'm not sure if she's going to be able to grab that weapon. But even so, we've got some awesome afterparts here. I like this crossfire here. Milga. Oh, no, I called it. There we go, 2 kills. She goes down, but that's economical damage. And another, you know, $600 to put in the bank after getting 2 headshots with the USP. That's a bit more money for utility. And let's see, she's going to invest a fair bit more as well. She's got a Molotov, thanks to that double kill.
Yeah, they get a couple of incendiaries off of that. The AWP going to be straight up. All the UMPs, or the majority of them at least, were dropped in that engagement. So we are actually just going to see the rest of them force sport anyway. So 4 AKs, AWP, no mucking about from Team Expert. They don't want to give a single opportunity over towards their European opposition. We're going to see a little bit of aggression coming out. Now, the weaponry isn't perfect, of course, from Team Secret. No AWP as of yet. Well, now we just look for this default once again, expecting aggression. They've got players waiting over towards A main, squeaky mid, and for the B push as well. As of yet, not really too much aggression. I think the furthest forward player is going to be Zaz, who is now backed into the vents. The only real isolated player at the moment is on that A site, where they've given that mantle over towards Juliana.
And that's the thing as well, she's not even playing for retake, she's just sitting in the site. So if if Expert commit towards A, she can't back off. She has to go down with the ship. And that instantly puts Expert in a player advantage. But it's not going to matter because Jinjin's open it up anyway. Mimi is down and out and still is pushing to middle. The flash as well. The vents play from Zaz. She gets herself 1. It's Kelly to go down, but now they know where she is. She can fake backing up, but she's just going to commit with the blindness as well. That's not good. Jinjin gets 2. And Expert, they've got a great advantage. Issue is, after that first pick, they look like they want to walk into B, and that's already got 2 players in position. A third, faster rotate in as the aggression's already outside of main, but Shifty and Petra, they both get entries. Secret have fallen to their knees, and now it's all going to be on Giuliano trying to rotate back in through the B main area as well. And Expert, they've got full control, Tom.
Yeah, Giuliano is just going to be waiting, and that's a nice little pot flash. Not a single player surviving 4 over on the Expert side, and wow, they're looking pretty strong at the moment. They're going to be taking what should be a 2-round lead. Obviously, with the loss bonus building up now for Team Secret, they will be buying back into this one next round. But for this one, they'll probably just have to maybe invest a couple of pistols, nothing too major. And, well, actually, it's going to be mainly Deagles, and I am very much okay with that.
Yeah, Deagles are lethal in the right hands, and this team is full of aimers, so...
I thought you were going to say hands.
This team is also full of hands. Plenty of hands. 2, in fact, on each player.
Wow, that's good maths.
Thank you. That's 10 overall. But anyway, don't need me. Petra going to be dropping Giuliano straight off the bat. Just going to be a little bit exposed towards that close box position. She goes down. 2 hands have been removed. 8 remain.
Okay, you can stop now. We get it.
Shark.
We are just going to be waiting to see if there's going to be any sort of push. Now, there's no one on A. Again, they have gambled, and it doesn't look like it's paid off at all. Always going to go for that stack over towards the B side, which I do understand. There's a lot of close range positions, a lot of places you can't really check until right onto the site. You literally have to get into B before you really know if there's anybody there. So stacking it can be quite a safe idea. The problem is, it seems like Expert do prefer going towards this A site anyway. So in this sort of position, they're just going to keep pushing, clearing all those angles, using their utility wisely. And, well, now they're just going to play from the afterplant. Deagle's going to be trying to get back in, baiting out the shots from Jinjin, but she will eventually capitalize. Isn't anybody coming on the flank? And I'm liking the position as well. I was, at least, from Shifty, until she gets decimated by Mimi.
So at least the Deagles get themselves 1 kill. Rifle as well saved from Mimi, so she can bring that into the next round alongside their bike and allow her to buy up a kit alongside it, some more nades, etc. Maybe even get an AWP in play. Zaz gets herself another. That's an AK drop. She shouldn't even face it, but the issue is they're going to be so close. But why is she peeking? Just sit there. There's not enough time post-round. She can just hold, and she does. Almost commits to the fight. Gets very, very tagged down, but she gets out of there alive. I get the confidence. She is 17 and 16 right now. Top fragger of the team, second in the server. That being said, Expert, Tom, they're starting to take a lead, and if Secret don't pick up this one buy round, we could see it start to steamroll and landslide back in the favour of the Germans.
Well, interestingly, Giuliano is actually going to be the one taking the up. I think this has been a dynamic of their game. Just sometimes it's positional, sometimes it's feel, and...
She is playing off spawn, though.
Yeah, well, that too. I think she was actually the second out of the site, if I'm not correct. Yeah, because she ran over it, so someone had to be in front of her to actually drop it in the first place. But the other thing as well, I think it depends on map. So we saw on Mirage that really she was picking up the AWP, going for aggressive peaks, and maybe it's just more the style that she plays. She likes to go for these very aggressive pushes, these confidence plays, and maybe Antigua just doesn't feel like doing those sort of moves, so it just logistically makes sense. Either way, we'll see if it actually works out in this round. The peak comes out, and already, first pick going the way of Secret. She's going to fall back, rotate away over towards Highway, take a new position, and leave them to deal with Mimi on the site.
Yeah, Vilga's just waiting here as well. But, I mean, real bait and switch kind of from Giuliano over in middle. They spot her out, they can take her fight, and then Vilga can peek out and get the damage in from Vent. But it doesn't matter, because Mimi's already down. That's going to force Giuliano to rotate back towards the A site. The issue is, okay, Julie. One Julie to another, goodbye, as the headshot comes in, but still, Secret, they're banking on B. We're going to see a rotation from Zaz. And this, I don't know if this is them looking to save or them looking to expect a fake play. Expert are going to run right onto the correct site for Secret. They've got enough players in position, but apparently not, because Antika's going straight down. It's Zaz to try and pick up the pieces, but Vilga instead will find the first kill. Trade from Julie. Oh, sorry, Jinjin. Zaz, yeah, she's in a 1v3, Tom. It's looking like Expert.
Yeah, the problem is as well, she now has absolutely no utility to play with, so just has to go for, well, a ridiculous play. That shouldn't be working out. She actually manages to get past the shot of Jinjin and a second as well, but Kelly will just be there as a safety net to finish things off. 12-9. Expert getting ever closer. Their economy looking ridiculous at this point. Now, will Secret actually buy? They do have Zaz with a bit of a bank as well. Giuliano going to be able to get the AWP. Scout going to come in for Antika. I imagine there'll be a rifle dropped. Actually going to drop over a FAMAS instead so she can get some utility. But it's still not a good buy, and this is sort of one of those situations where, yes, the loss bonus is built up, but more importantly, where is this pause? Like, why are you not just taking a moment to actually say, okay, it started to get the better of us? But once again, Giuliano, first pick going her way with that AWP, shutting down Petra as well.
Good opener. Again, their lack of utility may come back to haunt them, as Expert have a plethora of nades, an abundance, in fact. And Team Secret. Yeah, well, it's Team Secret. I mean, again, you've got to look at the setup, right? They've got two over towards B. I think this is a boost up into Vents here. Again, the solo mid play, a passive one, in fact, as Mimi can just back off from that position, move in towards the A side whenever they please. And they're actually banking a lot on this being an A side play. The issue is, it's not. Pick towards B from Jinjin. Most of the players are situated over towards the B side anyway, so after that initial pick, this may cause some kind of push into that site. And yet to see a rotation from Secret, but maybe we'll see the push finally come out from Expert as another kill is found. Vilga's down and out, and now Zaz has to get back in position to replace her dead teammates. But again, it's a 1 versus 2 essentially on this site, as both these players are going to start to file in. Kelly finds another one. Zaz in the open, and she gets one throw troubles, but there's got to be one more before she can make it worth her while, and she doesn't. Goes down to Shifty, and it's all on Giuliano.
Waiting around the smoke, hoping that she'll hear someone making some footsteps, but they're actually just going to walk past Sneaky Beaky, and they know exactly where she is at this point. There shouldn't be any opportunity for Giuliano, and again, Kelly is that safety net, make sure nothing can be done. Expert now looking like they're firmly in the driver's seat, and I think they've just all they've really been doing is punishing aggression. Every time somebody goes for a peek, Jinjin is waiting with the AWP. Somebody else is waiting over on the other side of the map to make sure there's nothing they can do. The peek comes out from Vent. Instantly, they make sure that that player is going down. They're punishing all the plays that Secret like to make, and it's working wonderfully.
Would you say the reason we haven't seen a pause yet from Secret and we still continue to see no pause is because of the reason these girls don't often lose? They don't know what it's like to not be first place. It's very common that they 2-0 most series, so now coming up against a better team, or at least on this map so far, maybe they're not used to calling out those pauses and they don't think they need one, or they don't know what they're doing wrong because they're not used to being in these kind of positions.
That's normally the perfect time to take a pause. If you're running out of ideas or you don't know what's wrong with something that you're doing, then you should definitely be doing it. Even if it is like just sort of a position where you don't even think it's that bad, but you just want to say, okay, let's have a breather, let's have a think. And well, they're going to go with pistols in this one. The push will come back in. Actually going to be a quick couple of trades, but Kelly has definitely woken up over on this T side. 2 quick kills to shut down this round. The rotation will be coming in from Vilga and Antika. And well, now we're going to go and see that bomb get planted over towards this A side.
Yeah, Antika is close. We've seen some madness with the pistols in the first half, but can these two girls repeat the process that Kelly has shown us? Apparently not. Antika caught out in the open. Vilga has a bit of armor. Pause called out, but Juliana goes down. Or sorry, Julie. Only trade from Shifty, and there we go. Expert 14 rounds.
It takes 8 rounds in a row for them to call a pause. Oh, it's actually a tech pause. It's not even tactical.
They can't even talk in a tech pause.
Yeah, that's...
We need to see...
They could just call one here anyway. Yeah, like, that's what we saw earlier from COG. They were just like, yeah, we might as well have the chat now because we can't do anything, so why not? So it does seem a little bit weird. That's 8 rounds in a row for Team Expert, and no real change has been made.
Even the console just said attack in question mark.
Yeah,
you know, because why wouldn't it be attack right now? You're 14-9 down on the map. You're supposed to be winning, even if it is Expert's pick. This is one of Secret's. Would you say it's Secret's best map? I think you could put an argument for it. Again, Cobblestone is up there, but we've not seen this event. They've been playing those my games, so he's doing it, and now they're leaving it in. So we do see it later on.
It's always been a strong map for them. It's been a map they've been very happy to play. Well, obviously, it's in the map pool at the moment. They're supposed to be the team with the deepest map pool in this tournament, and I think they still are. But the problem is that, as I said, seen this happen before. Seen Expert are very, very good on cash. They should know this. The problem is, I don't know if it's an unwillingness to change or just they don't really know what to change, so taking a pause. But even just having a breather, I think just even though it's not a tactical pause, just having a moment to sit there and say, okay, this is clearly going wrong, this is clear, blah, 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 that may just be the right thing for Secret at the moment. And I think the biggest thing that's going wrong is just they're not actually taking the advantage that they have. Every time that they get a player up, somebody else then peaks and goes down. Or the B side, for example. I don't think Antika has actually had a winning situation in a while. A lot of the time it's her getting traded out, and then Zaz has to rotate in, and even if she does manage to get 1 kill, she's going down straight afterwards as well. And again, you could talk about not being used to that, but Zaz is normally someone who 2 is sort of the minimum. That's what you expect.
Yeah.
So if there's people who she can only go 1-for-1 with, that means the rest of the team has to step up. That means they have to play more tactically. And I think this has been, we've seen them play sort of against, male teams in the past as well. And that's always been something I've said, that sometimes when the sort of just pure aim, the pure, class of this team doesn't work, they don't have a lot to fall back on.
That is true. And I mean, yes, these girls have been practicing, I'm sure, very, very hard. But again, it might come down to maybe underestimating some of the opponents they have. You did say it yourself earlier, Expert have taken a map off this team on LAN at Star Series, this exact map. So looking at this could be a repeat, and not only that, but this could be another chance for Expert to actually even take the match away from them. Again, maybe I'm looking at it too early.
Yeah, for sure.
Second map is going to be
Inferno.
So again, that could be something the Team Secret put a lot of time into. Obviously, recently being readded to the map pool, maybe something Expert haven't been putting as much time in. So if Secret are a little more well prepared, we could just see a complete reset, and we could be going to Cobblestone where Secret could bash it. But there's assuming Expert are going to finish off this map, which is looking very likely in the current state, we could be seeing a win for the Germans for the first time ever.
Well, yeah, they're looking very, very strong as well. And that's what's good. I'm enjoying the fact that we're not just seeing a sort of a storm. We're not seeing anything of the sort. So it's going to be a very exciting match. I'm hoping we will get back into it relatively soon. We do, of course, have some highlights. Obviously, starting very strongly, Secret over on their T side. And I have to say their CT side has looked pretty lackluster. And I think that's fair considering they've now lost 8 rounds in a row.
Yeah, a 9-6 half in their favour.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, nice slow-mo. A 9-6 half in their favour, now falling down to a 14-9. Yet to win a round of this half. I feel like it's an understatement to say they're having issues.
Yeah, well, if you don't win a round and a half, I think something has to change. I'm hoping this...
Minus Saz, plus Tom.
Okay, now, I am not going to agree with that, because...
This is a female team, Tom. You're more than prepared.
Yeah, I'm also terrible at Counter-Strike.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll that one. I love that bait peek from Zaz. Completely this out. Expecting Jinjin at a further away angle, but she's just already forced up close. So.
But it's also those sort of bait peeks are the sort of shots that like an Orpa may miss every once in a while, but just not there. Just was never happening. A nice attempt there from Vilga. That was very close to actually being there round on the board, and then we could have seen a completely different half. And a lot of the sort of aggressive strats we've seen with their pistols have been pretty good. I've liked the sort of attempting to be back in, but unfortunately it just hasn't worked out in their buy rounds. A lot of their buy rounds, as said, like Juliana with the AWP has been finding that first pick. That's exactly what she should be doing. Like, she's been playing different positions, pushing around, taking aggressive peeks, winning that duel, and then falling back. That is absolutely fine. That's perfect. The problem is then you see Jinjin get the exact same opportunity, and she's not missing either. It goes straight back to a 4v4, and then we see the pounce. The mid control is lost. They go aggressive over towards B, and that's normally because of a rotation. You see Zaz, okay, I have to now go and defend B because Antika was there alone. Then they abandon mid a little bit. We see Mimi go down in similar sort of situations, and that's just being capitalized on by the T side. They're very good at the second they get a peek. They're just going, okay, now we react.
Yeah, especially from the side of Secret, at least on these retakes, I feel like a lack of teamwork in a sense of timing together has been coming into effect, especially on that B side. We've seen a lot of times Expert have found themselves onto the B side, and it's typically through some weird, like we've seen a couple of rounds in a row now where we see some weird picks. Maybe Expert have the majority of players over towards B. We see, for example, Julie just picks off 2 towards A, and they still commit towards the B side, which I don't blame because usually we see a rotation, right? But still, every time Secret are left in, say, a 3-on-4, 3-on-5 retake, they're coming in one by one, each getting eliminated, and with no real team play. This is not like Secret. They are a team that, as we've said, rely heavily on aim and individual performance with the likes of Zaz and Giuliano's the stars, but also they're a team that seem to be fairly well put together as a group. They are all, long-standing members. We've had this 3-man core for quite a while now. Plenty of experience, plenty of LAN wins. What's missing?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're still waiting. Hopefully it will be sorted relatively soon. It does look like it's a problem with Mimi's PC.
Yeah.
Or they may have just switched out the pot. So hopefully that means we are going to be going back into this relatively soon. Of course, only 2 rounds. Only 2 rounds and Expert have taken that first map, and I think the only person's prediction who's actually still on would be mine.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that as well. What do you think is happening after this map? Let's just make the assumption, right? The Expert close out this map, whatever, they win it, we move to Inferno, what happens there?
The thing is, I don't think there's any world where Secret are not incredibly confident on Inferno, because I know for a fact, I've seen them play Cobble in the past. They're very, very confident on that map. If I'm not mistaken, the first ban was actually Nuke as well, so they could have gone with Mirage. And they were very good on Mirage. Like, as said, they played it twice, 16-1 and 16-7.
And I mean, the only Expert position on Mirage this LAN so far has been them getting dominated by a team that's come out in semis, CLG 16-6.
So if they were not feeling confident on Inferno, there's no way they're picking it as their first pick. Even if they were going for the most insane mind game ever, which I still think they were playing early on by having their first ban as Cobble all the way through the tournament, and then going, oh look, we let it through right at the end. Just like, what a coincidence. No, I think that Inferno has to be a map where you favor them. The only problem is, because it's so not only new to the map pool, but also because the teams don't play against each other, at least on LAN regularly, I still think there's just going to be that chance that that an upset could come in. So I do think we're going to a 3rd map, and that I'm very excited for. I'm looking forward to seeing Cobble. I've seen some crazy strats from Secret, where we both have the P90 rush B strategy of just the pure BM that we've seen from them in the past. But yeah, I do think we'll be going to a 3rd map, but that's where things will definitely get interesting. Of course, Expert, they're already doing better, I think, than most people would have thought. They're looking very, very strong. I've said right at the beginning, I think they'll be a dark horse. If they knock out Secret, then a dark horse becomes pretty much favorite of the tournament for me. I don't think there's any doubt. I do think Dignitas played very, very well to beat CLG, but if you knock out the favorite of the tournament, the team who so far in groups looked absolutely phenomenal, even just with sort of freestyling plays and every individual stepping up, then there's nothing else that you can really say about that team. That team must have played incredibly well. Now, we are, of course, still just waiting to get back into the game. It is 14-9. The first map is not done. Like, a team like this could easily just come back, throw something into the works. They've had an extended break. They've had a chance to maybe cool off, calm down, and think, okay, let's go for something a little bit more rational. Let's play a little bit more passively, not go for these overfaces, which have caused them trouble. I think the other thing I want to consider as well is if, for example, a team loses a map in groups, any sort of invincibility they feel is lost. So for example, Team Expert, they had a tough start. We saw that as well in the other side of the bracket, in the other group from Dignitas. They had a tough start, and then they win the next map, they get out of the group, and they win their semi-final. Now, you sort of look on the other side of things and you talk about how Expert have gone into this. They had that hard start, they came back, and now they're in the semi-final. They're looking very, very strong. And you go over towards Secret and you say, okay, they just dominated, they had it easy. They're going to go into this feeling invincible. So maybe they've just been brought down a peg a little bit here.
I mean, we just saw it in the other semi-finals, so exactly. It could really happen. I feel like maybe, you know, because of the experience of Expert has taken this map off of Secret before on LAN, but never been able to close out a series of best of 3. I feel like maybe we shouldn't look into this one too deep at least. Kind of let this map pass
Philosophy.
by. Yeah, philosophy. No. Let this map pass by, go into Inferno, see how prepared Secret are in Inferno. Hey, you never know, Expert didn't ban it, and maybe a map for them too. But, you know, I think this still could go either way. The only reason I'm not counting out Secret so far is because we know who is on Secret. We know what Secret is like. Either way, apparently we've still got a couple of tech issues. I can imagine some of the PCs being sorted.
The producers just told us, like, no one cares anymore. We don't want to listen to you anymore. And we're going to hand it off to a break so you can listen to some music instead.
Counter-Strike